Srimad Vedanta Narayana iti Nam Sri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Aurarya Madhurya Gunaichayuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Vahantam Narayanam Tam Satam Sapati. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me say millions of blessings of lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and upon Guru Varga, Namanishta Santanga Puja, Namakodi Dandavat, and all Vartamana Bhuta Bhavisha Vaishnava, Danatama, Antakodi Dandavat Pranam, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Today is New Moon Day. Then 31st August is Sri Advaita Patni, Sri Sita Devi's appearance day. Then 3rd September is Lalita Saptami, appearance day of Lalita Devi. And then 4th September is Sunday. 4th September from tomorrow, 1 week, is Sri Radhashtami Vrata, appearance day of Radharani. Ashtami, Shukla Ashtami. Then Krishna appears, Krishna Ashtami. To, in the Vedic month, Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha. Radharani appears in Shukla Paksha, Krishna appears in the Krishna Paksha. So, and then 8th December, 7th December is Vamana Dwadasi, Upvasa. Then 8th September is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day. So 9th September is death, Haridas Thakur. Then 10th September is Vishwarupa Mahotsava, Purnima. So it's amazing, this Shukla Paksha. By the time Purnima comes, you have so many amazing things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Advaita Acharya, amazing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to treat Advaita Acharya as is not different from his guru. But he did not like it. So, so he did one lila. Went to Shantipur and started telling Yoga Sutras commentary, Bhagavad Gita, like that. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know, he became very angry. So he went, he not only chastising, taking a, you know, uh, stick and then trying to hit Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya is dancing very happily. Wow, wow, today my life became successful. And then, but Sita Devi, his wife, she did not, she started crying. Oh, please save my husband. Uh, that shows how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about the Mayavadis, you know. He doesn't want them anywhere near. So, even though Achinta Beda Beda Tattva, but he accepted in the Sampradaya of Madhav. Because why? Because it's Shuddha Dvaita. He didn't want anything to do with the Advaita. No? Even though Shuddha Advaita, Vishnu Swami, Dvaita Advaita, Nimbaditya, Visishta Advaita, Ramanujacharya, you know. Even though accepted two principles, but he accepted Madhva Sampradaya because it was Shuddha Dvaita. So, in this regard, see, we have to understand one thing, it's really amazing. What Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says about one vichara, one thinking. How does a karmi, jnani, and bhakta differ? You know, what is their matter? So he says the human life, human species, ordinarily human species, we can see around. What do they do? What do they understand? Other than fulfilling their senses, right? Other than that, they don't understand. So, even though there may be millions of people might become unhappy, and maybe so much disturbances, you know, unhappy and inconveniences for thousands of people. Still, ordinary person thinks, oh, my pleasure, my enjoyment, that is his thinking, right? In spite of causing inconvenience to thousands of people, it doesn't matter. As long as I can fulfill my senses, make my senses happy, hey, that's it. This is a common person. So that's what the karmi is. Karmi is that, always in that, fulfilling his senses, becoming happy by his own senses, like that. Jnani is amazing how, you can see. Jnani, what he is thinking. He wants to give up happiness and unhappiness in this world. He has to give up. Giving up happiness and happiness. And he wants to become nirvishesha, meaning nothing. Nirvishesha. So the Karmi people, fruitive activity, people who are engaged in the fruitive activities. What they say is they want to establish their own strength, right, in this world. The importance of their own strength. Or then the Jnani, they want to show that Supreme Lord has no strength at all. It's nothing. Uh, uh, so in both places, in both karmis, fruitive activity and then jnani, there is no acknowledgement of the Supreme Lord's strength, His power. That's why one who wants auspiciousness, uh, we should not take up the path of fruitive activity or jnani, nirvishek. Accept only bhakti, the path of bhakti. So what is the thinking of bhakti path? Uh, Depending completely on the completely on him, and then thinking of Lord's happiness. This is the thinking of bhakti life. Completely depending on him, and then making him happy. That's it. So for the bhakta will engage all his energy, then knowledge, all his activity, just to fulfill make him Krishna happy. So they want to offer everything of them to Krishna. And that's what is path of one, ek way, one way. So that's why bhakti is one path, not this way, that way. So we in full, serving Lord in full, not going anywhere else. So Bhaktagan, the devotees become Nishkama. Nishkam meaning no fruitive, desires of fruitive activity. Karmi, Jnani and Yogi, they are like Karmi, Jnani and Yogi, like that. They don't have their own happiness, even a trace of that in their endeavor. See, we saw Karmi, Jnani. So the bhakti people, bhaktas, every second they want to make Krishna happy. And they have become Trunadapi Sunicam. They are lower than the blade of grass. Other than service to Sri Krishna, they do not think of anything other than other active thinking. That's why the devotees become free from fear. Then they become peaceful and they are happy. I don't understand. Devotees are free from fear, they are happy, and they are peaceful, peaceful and happy. But Kali Jnani, they all become Sakama, meaning they have intents of some desires to fulfill, and that's why they are not peaceful and they are not happy. Because as soon as we want something and we are not independent, so obviously there is there cannot be peace there, there cannot be happiness there. As soon as we want something, because we are not independent, okay, we are dependent on the Lord. So we cannot be peaceful and then we cannot be happy. So that's why Shastra says, Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atayeva Shant, Bhukti Mukti Siddha Kami Sakala Ashant. Bhukti Mukti Siddha Kami, no? All Ashanta. That's why our Param Gurudev, he says what? Only, he's saying, only in devotees, pure devotees, heart, Lord Krishna shelter. Yes, demand, wow, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want. Demanding. So, where Lord will get rest? He is fulfilling everyone's desire. He's so busy. Whereas in devotee's heart, there is no demand. Oh Lord, how can I serve you? So that's why he is very peaceful there. Peacefully, Vishrama. Govinda Kahana, Vishrama. So this is amazing. Then what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Lalita, of course, because Lalita, Saptami and Radhashtami, few words, what our Acharyas saying. So, who is Radharani? For that, for this answer, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Sri Radha, Sri Krishna, Sri Radha, Sri Radha, actually, is amazing. What he's saying is, I'll come back to this. This is on Saraswati. He's saying there is one person whose name is never mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. And yet Bhagavatam's steadfast readers constantly nurture the ardent hope of becoming that person's devout one-pointed servant. May that person who means everything to Sri Bhagavan kindly destroy our false ego in all its various forms and bestow upon her the shelter of her lotus feet. Today is the day of her advent. That is Radha. How nicely it's telling. Her name is not mentioned, but still, whole Bhagavatam is glorifying her. And that personification of grand benevolence, having collected all varieties of graces from Sri Bhagavan to bestow as gifts upon all beings, eternally the foremost of the blessed, May she descend within our hearts and make her appearance there, and may her advent be the concern of our worship. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It is common for us to hear that the entire earth is sustained by the entity known as Govinda, right? Govinda or Krishna. Whole universe. He has shown Vishwarupa so many times. Many people speak in these terms. Yet there is one whom Govinda himself esteems as his all in all, his sarvasva. You know, Krishna thinks that Radharani is everything to him. One time, in one past time, they were, Krishna was 7 years old at that time. So they were Jalakrida. They were playing water. And then gopis were there, Radharani was there. Then one Brahmin comes, Brahmana. Then pays obeisance he asked Krishna, Krishna, I am very poor Brahmin. I have one daughter to be married. I have no money. Please help me. Then Krishna says, see, Krishna moves. Krishna says, wait a minute. Brahmin is, I have to fulfill. Namo Brahmane Deva, Go Brahmanitai. Jagaditai Krishna Govindai. He said, okay. So I want to give everything that I have, all my wealth to you. So, yes, I will give all my wealth. But you know what my wealth is? All my wealth is on Radharani. And you please accept her as she is all my wealth, that's why. When Brahmana heard this, when Radharani heard this, she also became, little shy, what is happening? He wants to give me away. And then Brahmana is also becoming very concerned. You have already one daughter. I cannot get her married. Now one more. Oh, Krishna, no. So he's in trouble, Then Krishna understood. He wanted some gold. Okay. What he did was he arranged the Tulabharam. You know what Tulabharam meaning? Like a balance, right? One side they put Radharani, ask her to sit down, and then equal amount of gold, equivalent to her weight. So Brahmin very happy to receive this gold weight equivalent to Radharani's. And Radharani also was very happy that she didn't have to go with the Brahmin. So, and then Brahmin took that and then he made a very amazing marriage of her daughter. So, what I'm saying is, for Krishna, everything is Radharani. And without the guidance of that entity, we cannot realize what it actually means that she is everything. She is everything, is Sarva. What does it mean when Krishna says she is everything? One who is Govinda's, the word Swa means one's own, but it also means one's treasure, one's affluence. One who is Govinda's own, or one who is affluence of Govinda, is Govinda's entire fortune. The treasure that makes Govinda wealthy is naturally the very essence of his all in all, his sarvasva vastu. We can only know the true meaning of loving worship when we make her, Govinda sarvasva vastu, the object of our own loving worship. When we make Radharani our object of worship, then we can understand true meaning of loving worship. So, so that Aradhya, Rajesha Tanita Dhama Vrindavan. That Radha, now Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that Radharani, that in simplified, Sri Radha, Sri Krishna's Nitya Patni, Krishna Kanta Shiromani, eternal wife. She is the highest epitome of Krishna Kanta. And how much she is dear to Krishna, there is nobody else like that. This we have seen, even in Ras Leela. Millions of gopis, but left all of them went behind Radha. So, Shiromani, Krishna Kanta Shiromani. Now, compared to Sri Krishna, Radharani is no less in any way. Sri Krishna, with respect to Sri Krishna, Radharani, in any form, she is no less than Krishna. Sri Krishna himself as a Aswadak or Aswadit, as an enjoyer and to be enjoyed. In these two forms, he has taken two forms. He is doing his vilas, his lila. Aswadak, Aswadita, enjoyer, enjoyed, to be enjoyed. राधा कृष्ण एक आत्मा दुई देहधरी अन्योन्य विलासे रस आस्वादन करे जैसे चैतन्य चरितम राधा कृष्ण one atma two deha body they have taken up two form and they are in the different leelas they are tasting different leelas. Now if looking at Sri Krishna's beauty, amazing, beauty, she herself becomes attracted, mugdha. Now, to Sri Krishna, if Radharani, if not more, then how Sri Krishna Bhuhana Mohana Krishna how he get attracted to fire, beauty, you know. So that's why our one name is Bhuvana Mohani, Bhuvana Mohini, Bhuvana Mohana Mohini. Krishna is Bhuvana Mohana, and our name is Bhuvana Mohana Mohini, enchanter of Sri Krishna. So she is like Purnima, Swarupini. She is form of like full moon day, full moon. For the full moon, Sri Krishna. For Krishna is like full moon. Even for that, she is like a full moon. For Krishna, Swarupini, form of Purnima. So she is the lovers of all Kanta, all the gopis. She is the Shiromani, foremost, and she is the Amshini, meaning from her comes all the other gopis. So, by the servant, there is no language for the servant. How to describe the his worshipable object? See, the servant cannot describe fully his worshipable object, Sevya Vastu. But to describe the servant, the truth about servant, only the master is capable of doing that. Savior. That's why only Sri Krishna Chandra, he can tell the truth of Radharani's tattva. And there is one more personality. With that one we can describe the Govinda Nandini's truth. Who does service to Vishabhanu Sutta. And with that is the Nijajana, the servant of Gaurasundar, Sri Gurudev. He can also tell about the truth of Srimati Radhika. So Sri Krishna Chandra is the for entire Samasta Rasa and all the beauty, effulgence, and is the root of all. He is giving shelter to all beauty, all the rasas, different rasas, right? So, and he is giving shelter to all the entire Aishwarya, Virya, Jnana, Adi, right? Bhaga, full in five. Okay. Aishwarya, Shakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Yasha, all that. So, such a Purnatama Bhagavan, Purnatama, most complete Lord, who's taking shelter and whose Vishaya, object, then how big Radharani must be. Then is beyond any humans, and also even to the liberated people. So that's why Lord Shiva, what does he say? Radharani's glorification. Makeshwari, Kriyeshwari, Swadeshwari, Sudeshwari, Triveda Bharatishwari, Pramana Shashaneshwari, Rameshwari, Kshameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Rajeshwari, Vrajadipe, Sri Radhike Namostate. Munindra Vrunda Vandhite, Triloka Shoka Harini, Prasanna Vakta Pankaje, Nikunja Bhuvilas, Rajendra Bhanu Nandini, Rajendra Sonu Sangate, Kada Karisha Sihamam Krupa Kataksha Bhajan. Antakoti Vishnula Namra Padma Jat Himadrija Pulumaja Viranchija Pade. Apara Siddhi Vruddhi Digda Satpalangulina Ke Kada Karisha Sihamam Krupa Kataksha Bhajanam. Shiva is crying, just for a Krupa Kataksha, glance, uh, kind, merciful glance towards. So, but so we can imagine if Krishna himself, Bhuvana, Mohana, who can enchant of the whole, becomes himself gets enchanted by her. What is her position? How great! And this cannot be understood by any language. Huh? So what to speak of? Fine. That's our glory. That's why he gets indebted. Krishna ever remains indebted. Ever remains. By whose thinking the changes his form, like Jagannath. What is Jagannath? Radharani is thinking of love. Radharani's love towards him. Hearing that, he himself becomes like, dissolved, meaning change his form. So his whole body gets contracted, legs and hands. I became very blooming. So you can see the power. That is the that's why our acharyas Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Now the question comes, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati himself asking, he answering, where we can obtain Sri Radharani? Where we can obtain? So he is answering, Bhaktisiddhanta. Sri Radharani, she is not there. No, you should not think like that. Now Radharani is not there, you should not think like that. Now, we can obtain her and we can do service. So how is it possible? So he's telling, if we can make, if we have this audience, or we can, if we have darshan, if we have the darshan, Sri Gurudev, in Sri Gurudev, how Radharani's Charananaka Shobha. Radharani's lotus feet effulgence from the lotus feet of Radharani in Sri Gurudev. We can take his darshan. If we take darshan of Radharani, effulgence of our lotus feet in Sri Gurudev, then we will not feel that, oh, where we can obtain darshan of Radha. That thinking will enter in our heart. So if our fortune is very high, then the who are very dear to Sri Radharani, and non-different from Radharani, Sri Gurudev, in Sri Gurudev, we can obtain the darshan of Radharani, effulgence of our lotus feet. In Madhur Rasa, in the we have 5 transcendental rasa, Madhur Rasa. Sri Gurudev, Sri Radharani's very dear Sakhi, also she is not different from her. So who is giving shelter to Madhur Rasa? Gurudev. Guru Nishta Bhakta. Then he can take the shelter. He can take the darshan of Radharani's effulgence of our lotus feet. So Sri Gurudev is Radharani's effulgent Murti, are not different from Vrishabhanu. Only one pointed disciple, one pointed, dedicated, they can experience this. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is saying. So, so we said this. One time, like how dear Radharani is, how other glory. One time in if you go to Vrindavan, so Varsana is there, so many leelas. Prem Sarovar, Prem Sarovar. There is one pastime. One time, Radha and Krishna and gopis, they're all together. That time, Madhumangal was out there. Radharani on the lap of Krishna discussing. That time, one honeybee comes, thinking Radharani is huh, like moon-like face, like honey, full of honey, trying to land and take away sweetness. Then she's trying to avoid this way, that way. Then Madhumangal she comes out, and then she, with this stick, tries to drive away that honeybee. And he's doing like this, goes away, far away. Then he comes back and he says, "Oh, you don't have to worry now. This Madhusudan, uh, I uh, uh, very far away. I've I've driven away that Madhusudan very far away. One name for this, this honeybee is Madhusudana. Madhu meaning the nectar, right? Taking, sucking, Madhusudana. One name, and also the name of Krishna. So Radharani what understood? Oh, this Madhusudan meaning Krishna has gone away, far away. Oh. She took that meaning, and then immediately, even though she is on the lap of Krishna, she started crying. Oh, Krishna, Madhusudan, Krishna, my God. Oh, why did you go? Leave me here. Huh? Leave me here. Went away. She's crying. She's feeling that Krishna has left her, even though she is on the lap of Krishna. She's crying so much. Then Krishna, hearing this, seeing this, even though he is there, but she is feeling the separation. Wow, he saw amazing her prema vaichitra, wow, that nobody else has. In the seeing, feeling the separation. Wow. Because now Krishna is with her, Krishna also felt the same way. He started crying because she is feeling his separation. Now he is also feeling her separation. You see, this is amazing thing too. The influence of Radharani. Wow, is amazing. Even though Radharani is in a lap, Krishna himself starts. Oh, Radhe, Radhe, where did he go? Where did he go? See, the power of association and the power of that feeling also influenced Krishna, saying that, oh, Radhe, where did he go? He started crying. See, both are feeling the separation. Wow. So both are feeling separation. Crying, little tears are coming down from both. When the Sakhi saw that, I also started crying. See, both. Everybody is crying. So by the tears of Radha and Krishna together, so much water that Kunda became. That's what Prem Sarovar. That Prem Sarovar water is from the Ashruja, the water from the tears of Radha and Krishna. Then the pond became full and they both became unconscious. So looking at that, all the Sakhis also became unconscious. Then Sukha and Sari, this bird, Sari telling Radha's name, and Shuka Krishna's name. Louder, louder. Radhe Krishna. Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Sari, Sukha and Sari, these two birds. When that name entered each one's ear, they again came back to external consciousness, saw each other, they became very happy. Then that way all the Sakhis also came back consciousness and they were happy. So now Krishna is thinking because he experienced. If Radharani experiences the separation from him, he is not able to specify her. He will not be able to. So he decided because she is worried, she is the future separation in a sense. Even future separation already feels. Then he saw there is no path to come out of this. That's why that is one of the reason. That is main reason to stay away from. Of course, Krishna is an amazing thing, so many things. Suppose he is away from her, then she will look at, like for example, Tamal Vriksha in a tree. Looks like black, appear like Krishna. She starts laughing, she will cry, and she will start making jokes with the Sakhis. She might become sulky, angry. So all these things she will do. But even staying her close to her, I cannot able to pacify her. So this is the our Madan Bhava. Madan. Yes, even Lalita Vishaka, nobody has this. So this is the meeting and then simultaneously coming together. This is amazing. So that's why Krishna decided to go to other places, Mathura. Not that what he can do. Krishna, see one thing our Gurudev says, this is the thing about the Vrajaprem, Vrajaprem. What is Vrajaprem? Everybody is trying to make Krishna happy, is it not? Sarvasva. In that, of course, if they are happy, that is something else. But the main thing is, that is secondary. But the main thing is, you must be happy, right? They are willing to go to hell, right? We saw in the Gopi Chandan. Yes. So why did Krishna go to Mathura or Dwarka? To make Yadava, Roshnis happy. See? Not for his happiness. See? Krishna is going there to make them happy. So how you will be satisfied there? You understand? So that's why he is not thinking. whom we can think of, one who is helping us, making us happy, we can think of, right? It's natural, even. So only gopis, Rajabrumi, Sakas, all this, making him happy. That's why he's remembering all the time. So if he's remembering all the time, you think he has left Vrindavan? Even though he might have left, see, even if you think like that. So that's why he never left. How he can live? Even though he left, he went to Dwarka. Even in the dream, he's always calling for Vrindavan, remembering. If he is remembering Vrindavan, then is he not in Vrindavan? You know? That's why the Bruhad Bhagavatamritam is, Krishna is telling, he understands Radharani is sulky mood. She is very angry with him. He's trying to reconcile, Oh, Radharani, don't worry. I'm not married. See, he's thinking, he's telling mother. First, he tells mother, Mother, don't worry. It is in a dream. I went to Mathura, Dwarka. I married 16,000. That's only in dream, mother. That is not real. So now I have to run for the taking care of calves. In the evening, I'll come back. I have time to tell you about it. But don't worry, this is in a dream. This is not real. So then when she sees Radharani, seen Brahma, because of Krishna is crying, he gone into to bring him back. See, Brahma makes an arrangement in Dwarka itself, what is called New Vrindavan. There they made the deities of all the covered boys, Mother Yashoda, Radha, like that. And they bring Krishna in an unconscious state. And also Balaram is also unconscious state. And they dress him up like covered boys, like peacock. And then they are asking Narad Muni to recite the glories of Vrindavan. When he is reciting, he is coming back to consciousness and is identifying himself as covered boy, right? Both of them. First, Balram gets up, then he makes his Krishna dress properly, and then, hey, get up, it's already to take. Oh, Sudam, where are you? How can I manage myself alone? See, Balram is in this mood. Then again, gradually, Krishna, then Rohini is telling, okay, it's time, you can go. Only Rohini was a person. Then Balram says, Rohini, says, okay, I'm running. So he runs away, taking. Then Krishna wakes up, and then you see Radharani, no, Yashoda, not talking. Then Rohini is telling Krishna, Krishna, don't worry. She is worried about your health. You are sleeping too long. That's why she is not talking, but she is having a butter in her hand. Oh, mommy, mother, don't worry. I was sleeping because too long because I'm dreaming. I went to Dwarka. I got married. Good dream. So in the evening I come back, I will tell you more. So he catches butter and then he runs. Meanwhile, while running, he saw Radharani standing. She is also not talking because the deity, how it can talk? So he understands that she is in mood, sulky anger. She is telling, don't worry, I know you know that I'm married, but I'm not. It's only dream. So I will come back evening, I will tell you more. So he runs away. So what I'm saying is this is really an amazing the the depth of Raja Prema. What I'm saying is which is incomprehensible. And that's why we are ever indebted to our Gurudev. Nobody would have given. Well, we could not have even tasted that. You know, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. See. So, we are very fortunate, you know. That's why Krishna himself is unable to cry. Never. So, that is the appearance, like Lalita's appearance day. She is 27 years days older than Radha. Her name is Anuradha also. Lalita Anuradha, because she has all qualities of Radharani. She is so dear to Radha and Krishna too. She can chastise both of them. She can make rules and regulations. So both have to follow. So much control. Radharani also so much love and affection for expert in everything, you know. Maybe Radharani's Sakis, sorry, she is the foremost. She is expert in making especially her hair and all that. So her place is Unchagram, no? Near Varsana. There is one pastime, one time, it happened around 7 years old Krishna. They were all together playing. And then Radharani signaled, like they are playing with children. And Vishaka, they tied up Krishna's dhoti to Lalita's, veil. And then Tungavidya started telling the mantras of the marriage, and then marriage songs. So others started putting flower. Then Lalita said, there is something funny. She tried to run away, she could not. So this ceremony, that thing is there near that village, Unchagram. Many other places like like on a stone, like a sloping stone, where you can come down. There's a lake also. Triveni Coop. One time, gopis were thinking of going to taking a bath in Ganga Yamuna Saraswati Sangam, Kashi. Then Krishna understood this, so it fruit, and then we did one like a well, and by all the three rivers came there, so all the gopis took bath there. That's the Triveni Coop. Like that, many full of pastimes, Radha and Krishna together. Now, my time is up. I think it's 2 minutes. Our acharyas, especially Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is talking uh, the devotee's only cherishable hope. He's saying that. That hope, the devotee's only cherishable hope, is an ocean of life-giving ambrosia. When will that hope bear fruit? I feel it is essential to sustain my life because of the hope that someday I will be counted among our entourage. But alas, since our eagerness is not increasing, we are not fully realizing our hopes. We are not obtaining that which we have ardently been hoping for. If our hopes are not fulfilled this very day, if Sri Govinda's beloved is all in all, does not descend within our hearts and make her appearance there this very day, then we have been deceived and we shall not be able to find anyone more unfortunate than ourselves throughout all history. If, if we are cheated out of serving that person, huh, whose grace will grant us all that we may ever achieve, including our place within Bhagavan's own holy abode and our connection to all things related to him. And if we cannot comprehend our true identity or discover our presence in the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of the Bhagavat has been worthless. See, he's telling. After studying Srimad Bhagavatam, if we cannot understood, then what is the use? Huh? So, the perfection of loving worship exists solely in her. Being intimately knowledgeable about her identity, Sri Gaurasundar spoke to her about Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, the condensed form of the entirety of all transcendental humors. He enumerated the many methods of serving Bhagavan and instructed us in the process of serving him purely without the adulteration of any extraneous mood. It is only because he spoke to us about such matters that we can comprehend the existence of such a thing as Ujjvala Rasa. And on account of this, we can indirectly comprehend the unpleasantness of its antithesis, the bleak, mundane rasa, which with its utterly lackluster sentiment. Now he is saying to understand our identity, we believe that it is essential to first know our name. Yet, while studying Srimad Bhagavatam, we find no apparent mention of our name anywhere. We only discover descriptions of our form and beauty, praise of our qualities, and accounts of the speciality of our companions and our pastimes. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we find everything about the dearest beloved of Govinda, but her name as though it has not been mentioned there at all. Yet, in the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, we discover something. Jnanam paramaguhyam me Yad Vijnana Samanvitam Sarahasya Angam Cha Brahmagatitam Maya. Bhagavan is telling, O Brahma, knowledge of me, jnana, is this subject matter established in the revealed scripture. Such knowledge is verily founded upon realization, vijnana, of my swarupa, intrinsic form, and also upon that esoteric secret, rahasya, prema bhakti. Both are highly confidential. I am revealing all of this to you, and I am also revealing to you knowledge of sadhana bhakti, which is the preliminary branch, anga of prema bhakti. Embrace all of this knowledge and assimilate it with care. Then Lord Brahma instructed this to Manu and also the 7 Brahmarshis, Bhrigu Muni, etc. So, he is explaining to Brahma. Now as I speak to you, carefully listen to my words and accept them in your heart. No one is qualified to hear or embrace this message without my grace. Only by my mercy shall those who hear and learn about me gain this secret knowledge. What am I? What is my form? What is my intrinsic nature? So, what are my qualities? What are the specialities of my associates? What pastimes do I perform? Leela. The stage of absorption in my transcendental pastime, which are saturated with rasa, far surpasses the stage of absorption in ordinary mundane sentiments. There is no other way to know all this but through the potency of my mercy. I am the foundation of all divine qualities. I am not speaking about qualities that are adulterated by passion and ignorance, but rather of those qualities that are the essential. Since I am distinguished by these qualities, and since I am the instrumental cause of all effects, I am the original fundamental entity. This can be known only by attaining my grace. Therefore, Sri Bhagavan has used the word Mad Anugraha, my grace or favor. Information about Sri Bhagavan's Anga aspect, namely Sadhana Bhakti. Information about this Rahasya aspect, namely that most esoteric secret, Prema Bhakti. Information about his Vijnana aspect, particularly that realized knowledge which is saturated with sublime consciousness, and information of his personal self, which includes his abode, eternal associates, and expansion, Sadrupa Vaibhava, are all supremely confidential, non-dual knowledge, Advaya Jnana. That eternal, highly confidential knowledge can only be attained by the mercy of Sri Bhagavan. It is never revealed otherwise for any reason. This secret knowledge is disclosed at the beginning of the 4 core verses, Chatushloki, Srimad Bhagavatam. We are fortunate that Gaurasundar has revealed this mystery to the world as though unlocking a treasure chest. Uh, Krishna is bound by Varnavi's prema. The single most cherished aspiration of the topmost devotee is to serve the lotus feet of Sri Radha. Sri Radha Pada Dasyam Eva Parama Avishtam Ruda Dharayan Hariswayam Tad Anugrahena Paramadbhuta Mura Votsava. Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. When will I realize that most wonderful festival of attachment to the lotus feet of Sri Radha? By keeping that most supreme ambition of serving them in the core of my heart. So this is the glory of Anugatya. The gopis are expansion of Radhika. Because they are eternally and fractional portion, Amsha of Sri, who is the originating and complete whole, Amshini. They could not bind Krishna, for he is solely her property. Radhika thus extracted Krishna, he who attracts everyone from the rasa dance. These topics can only be fathomed by someone with the innate faculties of his Atma has been already awakened to the taste of divine Amar, Madhurati. Yet still, if someone's heart is the seat of intense parental love, Vasalya Rasa, then they too can understand the sweetness and beauty of the pastimes of she who is the complete whole. So, even in Updeshamrita, Karmibhya Parito Hare Priyataya Vrikrutim Yahu Jnanina Tebhyo Jnana Vimuta Bhakti Parama Prema Ekanishta Stata Tebhya Stata Pashupala Pankaja Drushatabhyopi Sa Radhika Preshtatavadiyam Tadiya Sarasitam Nashrayet Kakruti. So, the gopis came to the place where the rasa dance was to take place, attracted by Krishna and pulled to him by the sweet melodies of his flute. Then when Sri Varshabhanavi, the embodiment of divine Ama, Madhurati, in its fullest form, desired to serve Sri Nandanandan, Gopinath, Radharaman, the object of our service, he abandoned the less extraordinary attraction of all the other gopis and became a victim of Sri Vrishabhanavi's charm. The most attractive being became helplessly attracted. The most attractive became helplessly attracted. Therefore, when liberated souls gain the qualification required to fathom Radhika, they understand. One who selflessly performs virtuous acts in accordance with the path of karma yoga is superior to those who merely seek to fulfill their selfish desire. In the Upadeshamrita, the Brahmajnanis who by dint of their spiritual knowledge are transcendental to the three modes of material nature are more dear to Sri Krishna than those pious followers of the karma who are forever occupied in performing virtuous deeds. More dear to Sri Krishna than the Brahmajnanis are his devotees like Sanaka, who have abandoned the pursuit of knowledge and who consider bhakti alone to be the best path. But pure devotees like Narada were resolutely fixed in prema for Sri Krishna are even more dear to him than all of such devotees. And yet, the lotus eyed of Vrajagopis, whose very among all those beloved gopis, Srimati Radhika is more dear to Sri Krishna than his own life, and in precisely the same way, he dearly loves her pond, Sri Radha Kunda. Therefore, what highly fortunate, spiritually intelligent person would not reside on the banks of Sri Kunda in a transcendental consciousness, performing bhajan of Sri Krishna's eightfold daily pastimes. Ah. In Jiva Goswami, in Krama Sandarbha, is saying, first a person must hear and chant the holy name to achieve purity of consciousness. Thereafter, when his heart has become pure, it is a fit appearance place for the Lord's beautiful form. And as soon as the Lord's form thoroughly manifests in his heart as a result of the hearing description of that form, the Bhakta experiences revelations about the Lord's qualities. As the Lord's qualities fully unfold, the defining characteristic of his associate and thus his own defining characteristic, that is his unique interrelationship with each of them, are exhibited. After that, when the Lord's name, form, qualities, and associates have completely manifested in the Bhakta's heart, the Lord's pastimes blossom in their full splendor. The progression of sadhana has been delineated in this way with the intention of acquainting the bhaktas with the sequential process involved in the Lord's appearance in their hearts. So, अब कैसा है? ठीक है?
Classes are
हाँ, ऑनलाइन के. हाँ? Fine.
okay.
ठीक. All those souls who, while seeking out the kingdom of Prema Bhakti journey through sadhana bhakti and reach beyond it to the stage of Bhava Bhakti must realize that divine love of Sri Vrishabhanavi, which is the topmost summit of Prema Bhakti, is only available in her Anugatya. Without being in her Anugatya, the soul gains but a feeble eligibility within the realm of spiritual existence. When we transcend Devi Dham, the material world which is presided over by the goddess of the illusory energy, and we cross the Viraja river, the threshold between the divine and man, even tending Brahma Loka, the realm of impersonal absolute, and totally evading the conception of opulence found in the Param Yoma, the spiritual sky or kingdom of God. When we even surpass the intimate moods of friendship and parental love found in Goloka and at long last, grounded in the perfect eternal Nityas in the identity of our soul, we become acquainted with the conception of Sri Raman. Then eligibility shall be so exalted that we shall be the most fortunate of the fortunate, and our service shall rise to the very pinnacle of its perfection. Such a state cannot simply be called realization, nor even aproksha anubhuti, direct experience of the imperceptible absolute, as seen in the language employed by the Jnanis. No. What we shall attain is the extraordinary functions of love known as Mohana and Madana. What we shall experience is known by names like Usgruna, Chitrajalpa, Mahabhava, ultimate stages of ecstatic. Now we live current within our gross bodies, which consign profuse obstructions to such experiences. Even the sensitivity achieved by our subtle bodies actually still encumbers us. If our Atma Vritti, the very calling of our soul, cannot find unimpeded and unceasing shelter in the Anugatya of Sri Vrishabhanavi Devi, then we can never grasp even the slightest hint that such achievements exist. So, taking the foot dust of the foremost Rupanuga, Srila Dasa Goswami, upon our heads, we fervently pray. Ha Devi Kakubara Gadgada Yadya Vacha Yache Nipatya Bhuvi Dandavad Udbhuvat Pariti Asya Prasadam Abudasya Jnanasya Krutva Gandharvike Nijagane Gunana Videhi. Oh Devi Gandharvi, I am suffering greatly and therefore today I am throwing myself on the ground like a stick and desperately imploring you with a choked voice to be merciful to this fool and count me as one of your own confidants. So we end here. Our time is up. So Jai Radha Swami ki Jai, Lalita Saki ki Jai, Sri Sita Mata Rani ki Jai. Advaita Sita Devi ki Jai. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Raghunath Das Goswami. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Any questions? If not, we will end here. Antakodi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, Dandavat Prams. Thank you. Thank you, dear devotees. So So we will proceed with the program. Can I please have Sati Devi Mataji to say the 10 offenses to the holy name? Thank you, Hare Krishna.